Hey guys, Ivan here with another video for today. That's right, we already talked about the Tampa Pro and all that, but in the meantime, we got some really interesting bodybuilding news, some breaking news as well. So let's start this video with this news. John De La Rosa officially retired from competing. Now, in my previous video, I spoke about John. As you guys may know, in my prediction video, I actually had him winning the Tampa because his Arnold Classic edition from last year, where he took fourth, was really phenomenal. It was really good. He actually stood next to Hadi Chopin and looked comparable, looked good. Not saying that he could have beaten Hadi, but he was close to the Mr. Olympia. So that's how good John was, and that's why I thought he can win the Tampa Pro. However, he failed to deliver, and I was wondering why. I had no idea why. I mean, we didn't see any physique updates from John this entire prep. I thought maybe he was hiding himself away, trying to create maybe some mystery to surprise everybody. Patrick Tour posted a video actually of John at 2 days out. He didn't look very good. I thought he might be just flat, depleted, but that wasn't the case. On stage, John also did not look very good. And day after, he decided to call it quits, to hang his posing trunks and stop competing. Why is this? It's really difficult to say. We don't know exactly. We do have this post that he made today, in which he doesn't really say anything specific. He just says every story has a beginning and a middle and finally the end. I want to say thank you to everyone who believed in me for all these years. I am so grateful for the life I have been awarded by you all. Thank you to this and that. He tags a bunch of people. Yeah, he didn't really say what exactly is the reason why he's retiring, but you can take a guess. You know, at this show, he didn't look very good. Why is that? Does that mean anything specific? Like, the usual assumption when somebody retires is that they have health issues. So is John unhealthy? Did he mess up his body? There is no clue of that. We don't know. We can't really assume that. I am guessing it's just simply, the old age. I mean, I'm not saying he is old, but he has been competing for a long time. He competed against the guys like back in the early 2010s and now in mid-2020s. So his career has been very long and very successful. He actually took a break between, for the past, I think he didn't compete a lot the last 5 years. He came back last year, and 2 years ago, actually, he did a couple of shows, and his best achievement, I think, of his life basically is that fourth place at the Arnold Classic, and it was a really good Arnold Classic as well. So overall, I think his career was phenomenal. He did great, and of course, it always comes a time when you have to end it, and in his case, he did it probably at a very good moment. He came back for a couple of years. He accomplished that top 4 Arnold Classic result. And as you can see now, I mean, he can't even crack the top 5 at Tampa Pro. Is it because his old age is catching up with him and his body is unable to really look very good? I don't think so. I think he probably could come back better if he took, let's say, another off season after this show and focused on growing and getting better. But is it worth it? I mean, only he knows if it is. It's probably not the healthiest thing to do at his age. Try to progress now and come back next year and compete like in the Arnold Classic again or something like that. He could probably do that successfully, but there is no point. His career is already very successful, and he also talked about how he's more focused on his business and his family. And I think this was a good promotion for him this past couple of years, and it makes sense to stop it now. So I definitely understand this decision, and it just simply makes sense. I don't think there is a specific reason, like a health issue or something like that, but it is what it is. John De La Rosa is officially retired, done, not competing in bodybuilding. His career is over. You guys tell me down below, what do you think about this? Alright, the next physique update that we got is from Regan Grimes. At 11 weeks out of Mr. Olympia, he posted this physique update right here, and it's a photo of his back, and he says this is right now at 11 weeks out. So what I'm seeing right here is that Regan's back and his entire backside is very, very lean. I'm not sure exactly how heavy he is, what his weight is, but I'm sure he is heavier than he was on the stage. Like, I think at his lowest, he was like 249 actually, which is very light for somebody of that height and, who is winning pro shows. So I'm guessing here he's well above that, and also that low weight of 249 wasn't on the stage. It was like when he was depleting the hardest. So on stage, he was more like close to 260. So let's say right here, he's like, I don't know, man. If he is like 280, 290, which I don't know if he is, but let's say because he usually is around 300 in the off season, but if he is close to 300, including 290 and 280, with this condition, that is great. I mean, also, who cares about the weight? Nobody's gonna measure these guys on the stage. That doesn't matter. It's all about how you look, what you look like. And as you can see, Regan, at this point in his off season, looks phenomenal, man. The conditioning is very, very good. And like I said before, like, he needs to put on more size. Did he put on more size in this short off season? No. I mean, maybe a little, but he doesn't look completely different, because it's impossible to put on a bunch of size in like 2 months. But what he could do is stay very lean while maybe relaxing a little, eating more, hopefully. And then he can actually, with that fast metabolism and great condition, kind of grow into the show. Eat as much as possible while maintaining the condition and maybe sharpening it up in the very end, which is going to get his body to respond, to respond to the gear and all that, to the rebound process basically. And eventually his body is going to be fresh, lean, and full at the same time. So I think this is a great point for Regan to start his Mr. Olympia prep. He just started it, and again, he's very conditioned. Look at the hamstrings and the glutes, man, and the lower back. There isn't a lot of fat on this body, almost none. Like, he is very, very lean. Honestly, he's like 2 weeks out to what he brings to the stage. This is 2 weeks out. Maybe even if he did a peak week right now, just dehydration, he would probably get close to his stage condition. So again, I'm not sure how much bigger he is, but with this kind of condition at this point, he can do a lot, man. He can play around. He can play with food, with, cardio, with training. He doesn't have to suffer. He doesn't have to, destroy his body to get in shape. He can basically cruise into the show, eat a lot, train super hard, and eventually potentially grow into the show and look even bigger and fuller and fresher than ever. So based on this look right here, I honestly have big hopes for Regan. I'm not saying he's going to be top 5 or anything like that, but I am saying definitely top 10, and then maybe a couple of spots up, maybe 9th, maybe 8th. I mean, he was already like top 9, I think, but this year the lineup is just very, very deep, so just a top 10 result for him is amazing at this year's Mr. Olympia. But this is looking very good, and again, it looks promising. It looks like he could place above that 10 spot. But we'll see. You guys tell me down below, what do you think? Alright. Finally, we get to the most interesting part of this video, and more than likely the main reason why you clicked. Hopefully you didn't skip the first part and just clicked on this timestamp. Hopefully you watched the other 2 stories, but whatever you did, here we are right now. Let's get into this juicy story. So finally we got some drama. Man, it's been a while since I made a drama video. And I love this, to be honest, when they're positive like this, when they're funny. And I'm sure you do as well. You do, admit it. So let's go now. Before I actually say anything, let me play this video for you guys.
Your buddy Nick Walker thinks he beat you in Pittsburgh.
You know what I was thinking? He should be thanking me for doing the show, actually.
Right.
Because if I didn't do the show, which I was going to do it regardless who showed up. I was hoping that maybe Samson would jump in and other.
Going to jump in New York.
Well, I thought about it, but again, that week was a rough week. But anyhow, he should be thanking me for doing that show, to be honest with you, because he looked incredible. And for me, just to come off the Arnold win, being an Olympia champion, actually 2-division Olympia champion, all that, coming in just to stand next, to each other is like, hey, that's an opportunity that I gave him, right? And he hasn't been to the Olympia for how many years now? I mean, two, 3.
Well,
So and
almost 3. Yeah,
and then on top of that, it's like I didn't show up at 100%. So that was like door open right there. And yeah, it was arguable. And people were writing off Nick. Nobody should have been writing off Nick. Nobody should have been writing off Nick ever, but they was. And if I hadn't showed up, I don't think there would be the hype now going into the Olympia.
Woohoo, all right. This is definitely a lot. And I love the first comment in this video. It just says, insufferable. I mean, I get it, but I honestly love it. I love what he said because he does make some really good points. Yeah, he seems arrogant, and yeah, I know that's why a lot of people don't like him as much, but he did say some facts. You know, he is a 2-category Mr. Olympia winner, an open Mr. Olympia, a Mr. Olympia from 2 years ago. He won the Arnold Classic, and he showed up. He did this show. Nick actually had somebody to go against to prove how good he actually is. And he pushed Derek. In the opinion of many, most, I would have to say, he actually beat him. And I feel that way as well. I mean, I can also see the argument for Derek winning, of course. He's more polished and more aesthetic and has less flaws. Maybe not in terms of muscularity. Nick is complete in that sense, but, you know, guys, that waste. So, whatever you think who deserved to win this show, Nick actually, as Derek says, didn't go to the Mr. Olympia for 2 or let's say 3 years. His last year Mr. Olympia was 2022, so he wasn't there in 23, 24, and he's going to be there hopefully this year, but it's going to be 3 years since his last Mr. Olympia showing. And he went against one of the best in the world, if not the best bodybuilder in the world right now, because he just beat the Mr. Olympia Samson Dow at the Arnold Classic, and you're only as good as your last show, so officially Derek is the best in the world. I mean, he did beat Nick as well. But, you know, he does seem a little bit arrogant saying that, you know, Nick should be thanking him. And I'm sure Nick is well aware of all these things. Like, he did prove a point. He proved to all of us that he can beat potentially the best in the world. So this loss that Nick experienced at Pittsburgh Pro probably helped him. You know, now he probably has more fans than ever. He is the underdog, again, who kind of proved himself and was probably potentially robbed of his victory. Now, knowing Nick, again, I don't know him personally, I know him only through his social media, through the podcasts, I don't really think Nick cares about what Derek is, what this opportunity was for Nick. He only wanted to win. But he lost. He lost. And he doesn't feel like he lost. He feels like he won. And that's what he goes with. That's what he says. That's what he believes. And Derek doesn't like it as much. And he thinks Nick should be thankful to Derek for just showing up at that show and giving Nick this opportunity. Now, tell me guys, what do you think? Who actually won that show? I mean, again, in my opinion, if you look at the muscularity, the conditioning, the completeness of the physique, Nick is definitely more complete. No doubt about that. But if you look at a full picture, Derek is more complete because he has a small waist, more polished look. So it was close, but Nick could have won this show as well, very, very easily. So of course, Nick is going to feel this way, and Derek can say what he wants to say, but what Derek says does make sense. It does sound very arrogant, but it makes sense. I can't disagree with that. And I'm really curious what Nick's response to this is going to be. I'm pretty sure Nick is not going to stay silent. I'm also curious, what do you guys think about this thing? Tell me down below in the comment section. And if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And for more content like this, guys, subscribe to this channel. If you guys need coaching services as well, DM me on Even Bodybuilding Coaching on Instagram. I'm very affordable, guys, not too expensive, and I'm also very available for you guys. I don't have a ton of clients. I can focus very much to each one of you. So DM me over there if you're trying to get started for the summer, for a wedding, for a show. I love prepping competitors, but whatever you are, you can just DM me, we can talk about it. So once again, guys, Even Bodybuilding Instagram. Anyways, once again, subscribe, like the video. See you soon, guys. All the best, and bye-bye.